Of all the places to get traded, I got traded to Cleveland. Ooh. I equated that to being shipped to Siberia, man. Shit, not Cleveland. But Cleveland prepared me for retirement.
Alcohol, right.
Ever since the Knicks gave the Cavs that ass whipping back in 2023 in the playoffs, they sort of went through this phase of just trying to find themselves last season, where they were almost like those biblical stories that you hear of the man walking through the desert, trying to find himself. That was the Cavs, basically, before they hired Kenny Atkinson as a coach, and now they're able to better utilize their younger players in Evan Mobley and also Darius Garland. So that's one of the reasons they got this coach. And now with the personnel that they have, with Jared Allen, them playing another big and Evan Mobley at the same time, it seems like against the Knicks in this matchup, they kind of used the Boston Celtics approach that they used in the 2024 NBA Finals against the Mavericks, where they didn't necessarily double team the star guard in Luka Doncic, leaving the Mavericks not necessarily double teaming Luka, which would cause a scramble, almost a recovery on the outside shooters. And in the first matchup in this season, we're going to see right here, they're switching off rip. Notice the switch. There's no real advantage right now. See, Brunson's just one-on-one. You just have to chuck it up. And not only that, if Karl Anthony Towns had popped out instead of roll, where he is right here, they still would have just had a defender right on him. So they sort of eliminated Towns from being open on that pop out. But this team, they've always had the personnel to actually keep up with perimeter guards like Brunson. As you can see right here, they're comfortable leaving Evan Mobley, one of their bigs, one-on-one with them. Same thing for Jared Allen, as we'll see later on. But not only they have two bigs that give them that flexibility, their whole roster makeup is very similar. They got Dean Wade, Georgie Yang, Isaiah Okoro, their 5th overall pick. He's shown some maturation from last season. Also, Karis LeVert, we all know from time to time, especially when he was in Brooklyn, he could be a good defender. They have Ty Jerome and Sam Mariel. So this roster is made up of quite a few guys who could defend where teams don't necessarily have to double, because when that happens, that gives Brunson the advantage to actually kick out to one of the players, either Josh Hart penetrating or one of the shooters right here, or even Towns when he stands out here from 3. As you can see right here, they're extremely comfortable. Look at that, Brunson one-on-one with Evan Mobley as he's able to draw the foul right here. But they'll live with that. So that has been the Cavs' approach early this season. As you can see right here, Isaac Okoro one-on-one with Brunson. They're comfortable leaving their guys. Look at that. There's no double. We're used to seeing this whole area right here. All the defenders would normally collapse. But you see, they're comfortable leaving Okoro with Brunson. And there's no open shooters. Usually off that double, there would be an open shooter. Ty Jerome stays. Everybody stays. Jared Allen. And the only open shooter, and this is something that they were very calculated in, is Josh Hart. They would leave him more open. So whoever was defending him, they stunted in a lot harder. Man, I got to tell you what, Deuce McBride definitely on the come up. They're respecting his shot, just the threat of it, a lot more than in past seasons. But right here, again, Brunson is just stuck. Good defense by Isaac Okoro. But again, the Cavs going to last season from this year, especially with their new coach, Long Island native Kenny Atkinson, he's not afraid of giving younger guys more shine, and he better utilizes the younger players. Again, Evan Mobley and Darius Garland last season pretty much disappeared for the Cavs. They was in no man's land. They were just trying to find their identity all season while dealing with injuries. Right here on this switch, we see the Cavs be real comfortable, leaving Brunson one-on-one with Ty Jerome. Look at that. No double. No double in here. Nobody collapsing. And whoever guards Josh Hart, let's say if he was out here, that defender would be stunting in, trying to get in Brunson's way a lot harder than these defenders. Let's just say if this was Towns way out here, Jared Allen wouldn't stunt in as much. But they're comfortable. Brunson makes that, but they're comfortable leaving Brunson one-on-one just for the time being, but they're going to give him different looks throughout the game. Again, the Cavs got their 5th overall pick, Isaac Okoro, guarding Brunson. And right here, a quick switch with Ty Jerome. And notice Okoro right here. He's going to blitz Brunson. Nowadays, we can make teams pay for doing that. We have guys who can open things up. Josh Hart, penetrator. Let's say Towns was out here. He can make them pay. And our guy Deuce, with the development coming through, can make them pay for that. Great decision making by Mikal Bridges right there. The Knicks right here switch it up a bit. You got Josh Hart bringing up the ball. And now Brunson going through the staggered screens. And look how comfortable the Cavs are. They're going to leave Jarrett Allen one-on-one with Brunson. Again, they have the personnel for this. Very similar to the Boston Celtics. They don't have to necessarily double team. See? The Knicks this offseason were not the only team that was kind of chasing down what the Boston Celtics had. You see, the Cavs, they really have a good amount of defenders that are versatile. Check out Dean Wade right here standing at 6'9". It's a good contest on Brunson. So the Cavs, in a way very similar to the Knicks, have constructed their roster to have just, a number of defenders who could be comfortable in switches, because you don't really want to get caught up switching too much versus Boston, as they are the top dogs of the East. Again, check out this switch right here. Look at Caris LeVert. He reads it real early, as they're comfortable leaving Brunson one-on-one with Sam Mariel. Very physical. And the Cavs, they remember getting punked by us back in those playoffs, and the way this roster is constructed, they don't want that to happen again. The Cavalier younger players are definitely showing a bit of maturation from previous seasons, as right here Evan Mobley is guarding Josh Hart. So he could sag off of him a little bit as Brunson makes his way in. Pay attention to Mobley. He's going to help out. He knows he's on Josh Hart. Again, the Cavs giving the Knicks a different looks. Check out Jarrett Allen right here. This is crunch time. The game is starting to get a little bit tight. And yeah, they're blitzing. They're giving Brunson a lot of different looks, trying to take away certain lanes. And we're definitely going to need Towns and Bridges to be more assertive. And shout out to OG. He was really assertive in this game. OG this season looking a lot different, trying to handle the rock, trying to take it himself. OG cashing those $40 million checks. Yeah, we see you, OG. He trying to work that off. We low-key pocket watching, but we got you. The Cavaliers continue to give Brunson different looks, as right here the defense fully collapses. And this is good offense right here. Great passing. Just not able to finish, but that was good offense. But from sequence to sequence, they're definitely messing around with Brunson, and they even zoned up at a point. Yeah, the defense in this game, as we can see here, switched with Garland off rip from Dean Wade, and we're just leaving him one-on-one with Brunson. That's something that we didn't see before in the playoffs. This normally would be something that the Knicks would hunt for, him being the weaker defender, but they're comfortable with that. And as you can see, Dean Wade being the low man, he's going to help out here. And Towns, because he's nearby, he has Jarrett Allen stunting in a little bit, and Brunson turns it over. And this play right here, we down 5. You got about 2 defensive stops that you could make. So this is kind of crunch time situations right here. And what is exactly our identity in those scenarios? The spacing. How does it even look like? Again, Brunson one-on-one off the switch. And right here, what exactly is going to be the spacing? Does Towns instantly try to draw up a screen since he has Jarrett Allen there, or does Towns make his way down to the other side and try to pull the defender away? What is everyone's role in this exact scenario? Down 5, about 2 defensive stops left to go. We could make things happen at this point, but these guys together as a unit, they haven't really been in these scenarios yet, and it's still early. We got to watch how these things play out. They're going to learn from it. And we definitely have the personnel to make the adjustments. And also, it's so early into the shot clock. So Towns is just standing there. It seems like at this point, the offense is stagnated. Yeah, it's possible that we could just reset right there at that point. Only down 5, 1:21 left. And just going down the stretch in this game with the Cavs, we shot 10 for 28 after being up 13 points in the third quarter. The shot selection was real iffy in a game where we played tremendous defense. And again, it's still early. Guys are not trying to step on each other's toes, but there's a certain assertiveness, a certain aggression. We know what it looks like when things are clicking. We've seen how things panned out last January, right before Julius Randle got hurt. And having that identity down pat is important. Last season in the playoffs, early on against the 76ers, we've seen a few meltdowns in game 2, not being able to close out that game. And also in the Indiana Pacers series in game 3, the Knicks not being able to shut the door and take that 3-0 lead came back to haunt them because the series just lasted way too long. So there were stretches last year in the playoffs where the Knicks kind of stumbled, being that team that can close out down the stretches of these games. And this matchup against the Cavs was our first taste of it. Just countless turnovers. The poor decision making was what really opened up the door for the Cavs. Cameron Payne again, just a really poor shot right here. Plenty of time left on the shot clock too. Brunson being taken out of the game temporarily due to an injury. It came back to haunt the Knicks, along with Josh Hart just having nagging injuries. Even before this game, he was questionable. Here's another questionable shot, this time by Anthony Towns. Up 2, and you really can't look for the referee. Look at Towns. Can't look for the referee to bail you out, man. Come on. Knicks up 1, about 7 minutes left. Check out the shot clock right here. And look at this shot by Anthony Towns. It was just overall a strange night. Look at Darius Garland with a little bit of pressure, but Mikal just loses it. Garland didn't even force that. Knicks down 4. Brunson early in the possession just takes it himself, but look who's there to help out. Mobley and Jarrett Allen. And low-key, Dean Wade, he could sag off of Josh Hart. So they can completely collapse this. Brunson has nowhere to get the ball to. So going down the stretch here, a really underrated thing is some of the versatility that Josh Hart does bring to the Knicks. He's a constant pressure on the rim. Defenders have to watch him trying to backdoor them or just put constant pressure going to the cup. But right here, Brunson just goes one-on-one with Darius Garland and just gets straight up blocked. Dean Wade helps out because, of course, he's going to sag off of the defender that's on the weak side. But, man, Darius Garland comes up with a big block. But again, down 5. What is the Knicks' identity this season right here? A lot of guys are just camped out. Towns may want to throw a screen right here. The spacing is kind of weird because Towns right now, where he's at, he has his defender, Jarrett Allen, in the way. So it's easy for the defense right here at this point. It's easy for them to collapse. But it's early. These are the things we're going to be looking out for. The identity of this team within the last 2 minutes. And how do they respond in tight situations? But it is what it is. It's not warranted to have an overreaction for this. Brunson did leave the game headed into the 4th quarter. Josh Hart had nagging injury issues. He wasn't available down the stretch. And Towns was in foul trouble. So at the same time, it's still early. Guys are still trying to get their chemistry down. And we just got to be patient with this and work through it. But this was a great battle, low-key. And the Knicks defense was on point. From McBride to OG to Mikal Bridges. Man, they did their thing. The only issue is Anthony Towns. How is Tibbs going to mask him during this season is going to be a hell of a task for him to figure out. But until next time, you fellas stay safe. Peace.